up, yo? I am over here at ST Studios. I'm no story. I'm working on well, it's an ongoing project. It was a 5 year project. I've been working on it. Everything is pre-posted. It's something I'm gonna put out later. Anyway, um, this is a perfect example of make sure that you um, understand the amount of time that you're about to commit to something when you say stuff. Like like saying yes to something to like say to a homie. Saying yes to a homie. A homie says, "Hey man, you want to help me out with something?" You're saying yes to accepting like responsibility for somebody else's stuff too, and which is weird. Not weird as in bad. It's just once you understand what that is, like just saying no to anything is that you only have as a person. You only have so much energy or decision making um, fuel, so to speak, every day. Where the hell did I put that? Where's one of these guys? And so, like, I try to make all the most important decisions that I need to make. I try to make those decisions as fast as possible, as early in the day as possible. Um, Early meaning early for you, depending on what your time frame is. Like, I don't know everybody's sleep cycle. Everybody's different. What's up, Dawson Clo? Clough? What's good, man? I'm just over here chilling. Going through like just the decision making process that I use. Like every day, every day, from the time you wake up to the time you close your eyes to go to bed, all interactions that you're gonna have are optional, fucking optional. I say this at the beginning of every stream because that's usually where we have the most people. That is optional, and then the other side of that is you don't money. You need to live. You don't need money. You need to live. But because the structure that we're in right now requires people to pay bills, to have uh, a home and food and all that stuff, we've associated money with needing it to live. But versus, I'm a good example of that because I grew up in a place where it was hand to mouth. Yeah, there was bills if you lived somewhere else, but if we decided I just don't want to work, I'm just going to be here, go fishing, and go to the garden, you can, and you can do that for the rest of your life and just be of service to everyone. Like you can do that. But if you want to participate in this world, have internet and all that stuff, and play in the game that is society and commerce, then yeah, you kind of require money because that's the token. That it's like if you're gonna play a game, like a video game, I don't want to use S bucks, but that's the name of the game's money, so that's what we use. I don't want to use whatever tokens, but that's the name of their money, so that's what you use in that game, and that's the token you use. And in this world that we live in, this so-called reality that people live in, is based on commerce, man. And it doesn't matter what culture you're in, as long as you are here and you're even watching this, as long as you buy food, pay for anything. You are in the finance industry. Oh, thank you. Leviticus 157 edit says my username is funny. I appreciate it. It's a very literal. I'm an ape, and I got it from Terrence McKenna. Terrence McKenna had this thing called the stoned ape theory, but it was about mushrooms. It was about humans evolved because an ape ate mushrooms and their brain evolved. But I went this route. So, as the name says, as you guys could see, that's the name of the channel. That is my moniker. That is my company, so to speak. Not so to speak, it is. So, here, just a really simple ground rule, man. Just be a decent human to everyone to the best of your ability. And in the meantime, let me see if I can keep current selection. Oh, that was outside the other day. That was nice. Ooh, hey, what is up? That's cool. I like that. Yep. Oh, ¿dónde está el? You go with this one. All right, everyone. Where's everybody coming from? Where you chatting from? And so far, we've gotten everybody from, I think it was China, but or at least he was Chinese. And his stuff, I couldn't read his stuff. So I was just hoping to get a translator or some shit. And then, of course, shout out to Nevin and all those guys. The Balkans in the house. We got Iran with Amir. right, let's see what else I got. How do I undo that? Oh, there you go. Yo, yo. Let's go. Congratulations to high school graduate. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Now, here's the kicker. This is where he finds out. Oh, you mean there are no summers in real life? I'm like, yeah, no. It's year freaking round. So whatever you did that summer, you better hope you like that. But I'm pretty sure that guy's got a good head on his shoulders. So congratulations, brother. Oh, also, shout out to Zeke, my nephew, just graduated too. Congratulations to him. He graduated. Some cool stuff. I might. You know what? No, I can't. I can't. I was gonna say I was gonna do a picture thing, but there's other people in that picture. But yeah, that's cool, man. It's too crazy that like my youngest nephew. Uh, m- Holy shit, bro! The youngest one is graduated from college. What? I keep forgetting that I'm old, bro. Like I started comedy like fairly late, like age wise. So the people that I'm in comedy with, like that start kind of started with me, were like either younger, around the same age, or no, actually all of them are younger, except for and the people that were already in comedy were already in like their late 20s, 30s, and 40s, and been in. So I keep forgetting that. And the flip side of that is also because of my age, most of my peers are like grown people with careers and stuff. So I'm careful about what I say about my experiences and things. Which is it was it was a weird thing for me to realize, man. It was like you have freedom of speech, but you don't have the freedom from the consequences. Anyway, congratulations on the graduations, man. I was just kind of went down a rabbit hole on that because I realized how old I am. But again, age is just a fucking number, and it's a way for people to realize their mortality. Like I don't celebrate birthdays at all, but I do celebrate milestones of goals and systems that people consciously put in place, and for the little homie to have that in place and make it through that and graduate, that is a hell of an achievement. Now we got to understand that those rules that he had to follow to graduate were rules and limitations written by people that are not him. So now he has to understand that the rest of it, this whole world is his playground. And you've been a good teacher this long, bloodstained believer. So I'm pretty sure, a lot of good is gonna come from that. I know, because I can feel when you talk about it, bro. Like that's why I fucks with this, man. Like it's not always like this isn't like the most. I can sit here for freaking 2 hours and then not have a conversation once with another person. I'm just talking to the screen myself. But this is what it makes me feel good. It makes me happy that like we get to celebrate this with people that like that kind of see how I think. Like so, congratulations, brother. Like we're also like everybody. If you're in the chat, congratulate Bloodstained Believer for his progeny taking the first step into civilization, and then he's prepared. He's gonna see those kicks before they come. But usually people aren't, and then they get kicked in the mouth and go, "Oh, maybe I should have been talking shit like that to people," because people have the freedom to respond. Bro, I was I was talking to my dad the other day, like the other day, and he was and I was talking about my rest in peace, Luong, like my little brother, my little cousin that died when they were kids, and I was about to say, man, he would have been 40, and then I just clicked, and I was like, holy shit, Dad, I'm almost half a century years old, and he like laughed. What's up, Dad? Focus in the house, but the crazy part is like just realizing that we've all have done something. Every last one of all of my peers from like high school, even ridiculous. The the level of achievements, man. Like I'm happy for everybody that I went to school with, man. They're all in very prominent positions, making actual decisions for corporations, countries, and municipalities. They're making changes. I'm telling a dick joke on stage, you know. So the least I could do is like if I'm gonna talk shit about anybody, man, it's me. This is all I'm talking shit about. In my observation, I'm learning a skill, and that skill is to write a joke, premise, set up, punchline, callback, tag, act out. You know. So I'm still working on that. Turns out you can know the structure and write the best jokes in the world, but it's the performing it in front of people that takes 10 years. And I But when I broke it down logically, it just makes sense. It just made all the sense in the world. What's up, look? It made sense in the world because research, with a grain of salt, research shows that 93% of human communication is body language and tonality. Only 7% are words. So yeah, I can get the word structure down, but there's 93% of this communication that I gotta learn to do consistently with that bit, with that 7% of words. That's why, like, I used to. It was funny. It's funny to me when I started kind of being active on social media. Like when people get offended or upset by the words that they read, I'm like, you read 7% of that communication. The other 93% you deduced with your personal experience. Now, if it was real communication, you would provide the feedback. Hey, why do you say so? Not offended. Like, this is what you said. Is this what you wanted me to think? And then they respond yes or no, and accordingly. That's if there's proper communication. But there's some people that are just writing stuff like you said, clickbait for rage bait or or even motivation bait or emotional bait. That's all it is. It's just serotonin, man. Witnessing good acts, you get the same dopamine reward cycle as if you did the good act. That's a good thing, which is, yeah. Well, because when you're in front of people, what you understand is the communication that happens. And that's where people have forgotten, like the culture and customs. There's a reason for that. Is they exaggerate micro expressions. That's why you bow. Like for me, it's still a habit. If two people are talking and there's no way for me to walk around them and I got to walk between them, I will lower myself below their eye line so I don't interrupt them and say, "Excuse me," and make sure my hands are either behind my back or inside. Like it's just a habit. Don't like I understand that there's a communication that's happening, and I don't want to interfere with that. And when you're in front of everybody and everybody's looking at you, That uncomfortableness for me was the fact that I didn't know what the 93% was saying. I knew the words I was going to say when I'm in front of people, but I was not fluent in controlling how my tonality and being convinced that if I'm telling a story that happened years ago, I got to tell that story and then bring you into that right now. So I literally have to be there. That's for me because I tell a lot of short stories about my life, short jokes or little quips about my life when I'm on stage, and then the rest of it are just little, observational stuff that I do. But that's the practice that I'm doing, and then I'm gonna eventually, hopefully, build enough of an audience that when I do put out my first whatever, and I'm in front of people, by that time I've already understood how this is gonna go. It was crazy because there was this ignorance that I had. The ignorance was, holy shit, how the hell do you get on stage and consistently be funny? Like this is the crazy part is I'm a musician too, and that happened for me faster just because I knew how to play guitar and I understood what the structure of a song is. And I understood what 145 meant, and I understood that there's, just basics. But when I started comedy, I didn't even know that there was a structure to comedy. I thought it was just these people. How are they figuring out how to be funny? Premise. There's a topic. Set up punchline. Callback tag. I'm like, what? And then there's different ways of doing that. There's the one-liners, which at first you think is easier. I'm like, oh, you just one line. Like for example, kill Tony. 1 minute. You get 1 minute on that kill Tony mic. But here's the thing. Let's say you get passed. I know. I have a friend that got picked up by that show. Now you gotta write. There's 52 weeks a year. You gotta write 52 minutes a year, and they better be good because there's somebody coming for your job every fucking day. That is when I like it's just a level. I just saw this for what it is. The comedy for it is another entire industry that has the same structure of basic training, open micing, AIT, featuring when you're learning all that stuff, and then just working long enough and building your own MO, your own way of solving this problem of taking like stimuli, because all stimuli is neutral. We give it meaning, and then make people derive funny from the meaning, if you know what I mean. Like, even though it's the same thing, like it's weird. The same rules work. The same rules for comedy work in the military, man. Like you just gotta, and that work in business. You can be good at everything, just not. You can be good at anything, just not everything. Right now, the whole it's still you're still going to be useful. Know the basics, basic training. I understand there's this different type. Like I'm not doing a roast battle. Like that level of pressure to write, that's just hard for me. And they're like lawyers, bro. Like let's say me and Bloodstained Believer are doing a roast battle, right? I give you here's all my this stuff for my life. Here's my life, open book, and I get yours, open book, and then we both write jokes about each other, and we get on stage, and you're gonna have the same information, but how are you gonna make the people laugh? That's what it works. And I was like, oh, me. That's hard. I mean, maybe if I focus on it, but then again, what do I want to do? And then I realized I'm already did it this age. I already had this life experience. So let me write this story and do it this way. Dude, I'm fucking grateful for that. Dude, Sergeant Major Larry E. Seaman. Yeah, that's command that. He had to be a bad motherfucker. Combat engineer. Yeah, he's the one that told me that. And he just a dip in his mouth. You know, it's your life, Sergeant. Maybe get involved in it from time to time. Like, holy shit. Dude, that's the like yeah, like like when me and my homies talk, like we're cool now because they're comics. But in the beginning, when they like didn't know me, it was so depressing talking about my life because I'm just talking about the facts of the matter. I'm not trying to make it funny. We're having a conversation, you know. So we're just like kind of exchanging facts and kind of like sharing experiences and see what we have in common and how we're solving problems. And like just the more I talk about it, I just realized people's faces were changing. So I was like, hey man, it's cool. Like we live a fucking crazy life. We're here at the back of the creek and cave at the patio. Like I know people in other countries that would like to be here hanging out with these amazing people at the end of the night. But we're the ones that are here. No, it's not bad. It's not depressing. My life is fucking amazing, bro. I'm over here talking about people that want to listen to me. You know what I mean? One person that wants to listen to me. And I'm here for it, bro. And that's the hardest thing is like let's say fame is the thing, man. Let's say I want a lot of people to show up at my shows. And now let's say my point of view is unique and individual, just mine. Let's be that specific. How long would it take for me to tell 10,000 people that? Pretty sure it'll take a bunch of years of hard work. And then how many of those people are going to be in a city that I'm going to go into that would make it worth the venue's money to bring me because I bring people in and they spend money at the bar because venues are in the food and beverage industry. And I understand that just from looking at from behind the scenes. I got 6 years in a hot 3 minutes, man. The fuck do I have to bring to a club other than, hey, man, this is a good place to go to? Yeah, bro. I was joking with my cousin the other day. I was like, yeah, I was 40 when I figured it out. I'm like, oh, you can't be an asshole in this life. Like, oh no. Yeah, I was 40. But once you get to that fucking point, I hope that you know what you want. Because hang on, when you're whatever you pick, your life is gonna go that direction so fast, especially when you just accept it. Like I accepted responsibility for everything in my life, all the way to the passing of my son. I expected all that responsibility. My divorce, my responsibility. All this stuff on deployment, I accepted it, 100%. This bad shit that happened in my life, I accepted it. I said it was and then it turns out it was true. I said that in the beginning because I realized wherever I pointed that blame, why I'm here is because of so and so. That's where the power was for my life to change. So I decided to blame myself and empowered myself to go. So what did I do to get there? The good thing is I'm prior service military. They have records of what I've done for my entire career. So I just looked at my records and went, how much of that did led me to a good position and how much of that was bullshit. And then I got rid of all the bullshit and retired in 3 years financially. Holy shit. I didn't realize I spent that much money on alcohol. That's the level of being an ass to everyone and every situation makes it hard to find something good, but once we humble ourselves, the skies open, everything becomes clear. Yeah, like I look at it like game theory. Um, Again, I didn't come up with this stuff, but Simon Sinek had this game theory thing that he's a talk that he did, which made a lot of sense to me. I took that, and when I looked it up, turns out it was a mathematical problem. Game theory, tit for tat, tit for two tats, and all that. And then I looked at it and realized the rules to game theory were fairly simple. There's finite games and infinite games. The finite games, there's a finite set of rules, finite amount of players, finite amount of time. At the end of that time frame, winner, loser, son over time, whatever. Football, good example. Whatever games we play. Um, Infinite games. The purpose of infinite games is to keep the game going and keep maintain resources. And the only way you lose the game is if you stop playing the game or you run out of resources. American El Mero, welcome back. In a minute, brother. How's everything going? We got one graduate in the house. What you got? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Anyway, with the whole thing was the point of infinite games is to keep the game going. It's like iPhones. It's just and the example that Simon Sinek used was like iPhones, like Apple. Apple is a company. Is Apple a phone company? No, it's not. It's an IT company. It makes a bunch of other stuff, but they have this thing that is a phone. That's their cornerstone product. But they sell an idea, and then to keep that idea going for as long as possible. That is an infinite game. Finite games ends. There's an end to it. So once I realized that whatever game I pick, I gotta play for the next 9,000 something days, like 30 something years. And so if I'm playing that infinite game, if I'm playing this game until they throw me in the dirt, what part of that, what strategy is being asked to someone? Hey, we're here for you. If we're up, you see us up, we're up, brother. You're not alone, Elmero. We're fucking here, homie. I'll do a lot more. I am out of town. I am not in the ATX right now, but I will definitely be back soon. But a bunch of cool things coming up. Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, bro, let them know this, right? If what do you want to do? You gotta wake up. But you can't do nothing. I don't care if you get up, clean up some, work on the car, turn a wrench, or get up and freaking look up jobs online. Like you got a set amount of time, but you got to do something, man. Hell, if I was you, I'd have that kid using everything he's learned in school. I'd have him balance a checkbook, open Excel spreadsheets, Google Sheets, and start a fucking budget for it, bro. Start it early. Start that shit. Go like that's usually how it started. Yeah, I was running. I was shit. Well, I was already. Well, I was an Olympian by at that time, but I was when I was not wrestling. I was running boats with my uncle. So cleaning boats in the fucking marina, man. That shit is rough. Bro, look, man. Tell him. Just ask him. What is he interested in, right? and then tell them that everything is interested in, those people had a plan. The platform is on, somebody had a plan and wrote it down. The asphalt you're driving on, how you're driving, this GPS, this phone, somebody thought about it and had a plan and wrote it down. But they wrote it the fuck down first. They started somewhere. I was just, I was on social media the other day, and there's this guy, it's people that have patented a new technology, and then a guy goes, "Man, I had this idea like 5 years ago." I'm like, you know what? We all have a lot of ideas 5 to 10 years ago. Some people write them down, and even less people do something about it. Just this is what I do. If you wake up in the morning, this is what helped me. I asked myself if I woke up, and, okay, the number is arbitrary. I said if I woke up and I had $10 million in the account, but not just $10 million, right? I've already done the charity. I've already taken care of mom and dad and everybody that needed something. I've already done that. I've already taken care of that. You know, the needy family members, they're all shut up. I wake up the next day, there's still $10 million in the account. What's my day look like then? And then you write that down. And you'd be surprised when people realize that what I'm saying is, if all the money issues were not an issue, what the fuck are you doing? Are you going to the same job? I'm still gonna go wherever this next phone call gets me to go because I want to, and because they're my friends, and that's the life I've shaped. But I wrote that fucking down, right? And turns out, here's the thing. And I know it comes back. We keep coming back to money because it's easy to explain it because everybody understands it, right? People want fuck you money, but they don't want it. They don't even know what their fuck you number is, right? So, just in the goal setting part of it, well, big time. I mean, if he's into music in the church, I mean, what is he into? Like, what about the church does he enjoy? Then that's something that he can expound on and understand. No matter what it is, as soon as you decide what it is you want to do, the challenges show up, and that's just how it is. And when those challenges show up, those are just the coolest story I heard was about. I think it was like a VFW story. It's like this Vietnam fighter pilots. It was like every time they get ready for a mission, right? They know that feeling. Then they get ready, they take off. This takeoff is never smooth, and it's rough, and it gets up. And then once you get up to cruising altitude, everything gets all smooth. And it gets smooth for a while, but then the closer you get to your target, the more shit they're gonna get. The more flack starts coming in and hitting them. The closer they get to their target, man, it's nonstop. They might not make it, but as soon as they hit their target, it's smooth sailing back. But then here's the thing: you don't get to sit at the boat all day because you have a purpose. So these guys, what do? They get right back on. What's the next mission? It is written down. This is what we're gonna do. At least you have a plan. So because no combat plan survives contact with enemy. You know what I mean? That's basic fucking stuff. So, but as long as you have a plan, the odds get better in your favor, and the clearer the picture, there's nothing that can stop you. Because if you're if your individual picture of how you want something to be is uniquely yours, there's nothing that can get in the way of that. Everything will try to, because it's, if it's uniquely yours and it's not something, if you want to do something that nobody's ever done, understand nobody's going to be on your side in the beginning. I'm pretty sure they were shitting on Henry Ford. All those horse ranches were shitting on Henry Ford the whole time he was making a fucking car. Imagine the day after somebody drove a car and then went, you know what? My horse can just do the work. Bro, if he enjoys video games, you can literally turn on stream and like he can just fucking just play. People will watch. I'm here. I'm not even that entertaining. I'm talking to people that are willing to listen. You know, a video game, oh, PS5, turn it on the stream. If he wants to play that, then make sure they go like, hey, guess what? You're playing from this time. That's the thing. Structure frees you, but it's hard. Dude, it's the biggest thing. You got to understand. Emotions and fear, emotions are signals. Your endocrine system, just think about it as the dashboard on your car. And your all your emotions or your hormones are all those fucking check engine lights. You know when you don't feel good, when that check engine light. But if you pay attention to your body and what you put in it and what you take out, you know exactly when that changes. Like I've watched macros and counted what I've eaten for so long that I'm in the position to understand how I can eat for a purpose. Like for tomorrow, I know I have a bunch of stuff to do, so I understand that all my I gotta have, what do you call it, in your muscles, glucose and all that stuff. And I just know how to eat. I gotta make sure all that stuff is digested and in my system before then, because of the amount of time. Unless my goal is hypertrophy, then I would make sure that I do it on an empty stomach, which usually starts off. Anyway, long story short, just pick something. Cars a joke, engines piss me off. They don't work on cars. Yeah, oh, the whole cars and the whole engineers versus mechanics. Yeah, I know those things. However, I grew up in Asia, the South Pacific area, so a lot of Japanese cars, and those things just made sense. A lot of it just made a lot of sense to us. Hell, we still have the Land Cruiser, the same Land Cruiser. My dad still has the same Toyota Hilux pickup truck, and he's changed it from three on the tree to three on the same one. So if you think about it, that car's older than me, and it was used when he got it from Japan. Yo, frijoles. Anyway, what were we talking about before I got on a damn tangent on that shenanigans? Hey man, did I make? Oh, hey guys. This is my friend Amy Shanker. Go follow her on Instagram at Amy Shanker. Yes, he's filming a special in New York. I think this week or next week. All right, I think we got some time. Ooh. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, bro. It's just they do build them to last, like for real, and it's just their manufacturing technique. Kaizen is an amazing way to work. Hey man, it was awesome seeing you guys. I'm also literally about to head out. I just wanted to make some coffee and then oh, here you go. Oh shit, that's done. Alrighty. All right. So yeah, this was an awesome stream, guys. I really appreciate it. The next time, hopefully, the next time I see you guys, I'll be either streaming Battlefield because I want to get past that level, and hopefully, I'll have the camera set up by then. So um, we'll be able to actually have a conversation, and I'll see the stream while we're playing, and you guys will see the gameplay too. And hopefully this beautiful mug will be on there. Um, time check. It is 22:09. Guys, all right. I'm gonna head out. This was amazing. As always, be nice to each other and give yourself some grace, man. You're exactly where you're supposed to be in life. You're gonna be okay, and we'll be fucking here. You can always come back. One love, yo. Peace.